I was in the head, the toilet, shaving, getting ready to go on Liberty. And we heard a lot of planes, but planes was always flying over Pearl Harbor because the airports are right nearby, two of them. But when we heard the explosions, we ran out on deck. We just couldn't believe what was happening. We didn't know what was going on. We've seen the planes with the red balls on them. We didn't even know what country that was from, but we realized eventually that it was Japanese, and we were just stunned. And our ship didn't have any ammunition on it because they were welding in our magazines to accompany new ammunition for some of the 3-inch guns were taken off and 1.1s were added. So we had no ammunition. Our crew and our sister ship across the dock was the New Orleans, the same kind of ship we had, and the heavy cruiser. And so we went across the dock to help man their guns because most of their crew was gone too, especially the senior and regular guys, unless you were married, didn't have overnight liberties. So this was, they were missing personnel, and we were too. So we went over there and manned their 5-inch guns. I was assigned to 5-inch 25 anti-aircraft guns, but it was ineffective. They had people down in the magazines that weren't there before, and their guys were gone, and they were sending ammunition up to our gun site, and we were firing at the planes, but we couldn't believe what we were firing. They were firing we were firing star shells. They were sending a star shell, when it gets up there, it explodes and drops down illuminating light on a parachute. We were firing that. That's how fouled up things were.
It was Sunday morning, and we were ready to put up the colors. And my job was that morning was to put up the Union Jack, which is a flag that goes up on the forecastle. And that, I understand, indicates that the ship was at port signal. At the same time, the Marine would put up the colors at 8 o'clock. And that's when I was on my way up to put that when it started. And I looked over and I could see the Fort Island, which was the air base on the Pearl, that they were bombing that. When it hit us, I couldn't get up, couldn't move. I didn't know my leg was busted then. It all happened within 3 minutes of it when it started, so I was out of it after. They took us over to the hospital, and I was the only one there that didn't get burned in that ward. There was 2 destroyers come back to pick up survivors, and just about the time I was ready to climb up the cargo net that they dropped over the side, the destroyer took off. By the time I was on a life raft, so I just wrapped my arms and the legs around the raft and just held on while I washed back. The destroyer took off, and then they encountered some. On radar, they picked up some Japanese ships, so they took off and left us there. And they left about over 200 in the water of us, and some of them made it to one of the islands. You know, the captain was in that group. Another group, we drifted for 3 days on a raft, And the third day, some natives come out and dug out canoes and took us on the island where we were on. I never found out it was Japanese island, so they took us back up in the hills and hid us. And while we were there, the Coast Watchers, they called them, were hidden away on the island, and they were like spies, and they had a radio, a two-way radio, and they radioed back that we had landed on the island, and they sent a fleet of destroyers up one night. So about 10 days after we were sunk, we were rescued by these destroyers.